What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're breaking down the full card of Magny versus Prates. 13 fights on this card. First up on this card, we've got Charles Radtke versus Matthew Semelsberger. Charles Radtke is coming off a loss against Carlos Prates. Before that, he was on a nice little win streak. He's more well-rounded. He's got some decent striking. Obviously, had some knockout wins. He won over Gilbert Bina with a left hook, and won over Blood Diamond. So he's more known. He's probably more better at grappling than the striking. Like, the striking is okay. It's not the best, but yeah, he'll kind of stay at range and pick his shots. He doesn't throw a lot of output. He's more polished on his grappling and his takedowns, and try to like set up submissions or even ground and pound. So going against someone like Matthew Semelsberger, I don't know if he'll be able to get the takedowns. Even though Semelsberger has been taken down a couple of times in his last couple of fights, Semelsberger is like much more taller guy than what compared to Radtke in the division as well. So I don't know how Radtke will go with getting him on the ground. Striking wise, Matthews throws a lot of jabs, throws a lot of leg kicks, more stays on range. He does get caught up in a lot of wars too. Even in his last fight there, like, he was doing well. Not his last fight, even against Medic, like, he was doing well, kind of like getting some nice shots off of Medic. And I would say he was up on the cards, but then he got knocked out by spinning. I'm pretty sure it was a spinning back fist at the end that kind of effed everything up for him. And he has been taken down in his last couple of fights too, but yeah, his record's all over the place. That win over Jake Matthews actually nice as well. So I did have Jake Matthews to beat Semelsberger, but again, he proved me wrong. So he's well-rounded. He does get taken down. He does get in a lot of bad spots, bad positions. Like, he does have decent BJJ, and yeah, he's just not looking good. 3 straight losses, like one against Eurus Medic, and he lost to Preston Parsons. Preston Parsons is very big and stocky, short dude. He even took Semelsberger down a fair bit in the fight, and yeah, kind of picked him apart as well. So Semelsberger is okay with the striking, but defensively does get hit a fair bit and does get taken down. So it's one of those things, like, Charles Radtke does. I wouldn't classify that as a big knockout against Abina, because Carlos Abina is still new to the UFC, and he does fight with his head up high a lot too. And he does seem like he does cut a lot of weight. I'm not too sure, but he's a tall dude for the division as well. It does look like he cuts heaps of weight. Comment on this. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong with that, if he does cut a lot of weight or not, Carlos Abina. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this matchup, because, like, I could see Matthew Semelsberger getting an upset win over Radtke too. That is possible. He could chin Radtke. But also, like I said, defensively gets hit a fair bit too. So I'm very low confident in this pick. Yeah, if I was a betting man, I would stay away from this one. This could go either way, because Semelsberger's got more experience in the UFC too against Radtke. So I'm going to pick Radtke here. It's a low confidence one. Look, there's holes in Semelsberger's game getting taken down. That showed in the Preston Parsons there. But again, Preston Parsons is a bigger guy compared to what Radtke is. So we'll see how Radtke goes. If he does get this fight to the ground, there's possible chances he could exploit those holes. But yeah, striking wise, maybe Radtke could have some issues trying to get past Semelsberger's reach as well. So yeah, it's a hard one, this pick. But yeah, Semelsberger could get the upset win over here. But I'm going to go with Charles Radtke with a low confidence pick on this one. Like I said, I could see Semelsberger getting an upset win over there. So next up, we've got Melissa Mullins versus Klaudia Syguła. I'm pretty sure Syguła. With this matchup here, Melissa Mullins, not the best of strikers. Look, she's got a decent jab, but offensively, she's not that great at striking. Doesn't really throw too much output out there. Defensively, does get hit a lot too on the stand up, and more of a grappler. More so will try to get the fight on the cage and wear down opponents and try to get the takedowns and try to get a lot of ground and pound. So she's coming up a loss against Nora Cornolo. She did get a knee from her body. with that fight, and before that she was on a nice little win streak. So yeah, her striking is not the best, and going against someone like Klaudia, she's a late replacement. I've seen some footage of Klaudia Syguła. Sorry if that pronunciation is not right, but I did go over pronunciations, try to get the pronunciations, but there's a lot of fucking fighters on this card with difficult names to pronounce, so I do apologize if that's not the pronunciation. Going against someone like Klaudia, look, she's going to be a lot better striking. She stays at range and picks opponents' pass with kicking the legs, and works a jab very well. And she's also good takedowns herself as well. I think her ground game is going to be a lot more polished than what Melissa Mullins is. I feel like she would dominate on the stand up and the ground, and she would get her takedowns and even set up submissions. So she's got a lot of submissions on record. Melissa Mullins doesn't have a submission loss on her record, but this could be her first. More well-rounded fighter in this matchup is Klaudia. So I can understand why a lot of people are going with Klaudia in this win, and I'm going to pick Klaudia Syguła to win as well. Over Melissa Mullins, 64% with Klaudia and Mullins 36%. So Klaudia's a pick here. Next up, we've got Cortavious Romious, sorry, versus Gaston Bolaños. Oh my god. Romious here is coming off 2-fight win streak. One over the Contender Series against Michael Imperado. So he's got good striking. He does well targeting the body and uses a lot of low kicks, some nice combinations. He does get taken down a bit too, even in his last fight, but he's very good at set up submissions on the ground there too. And going against someone like Gaston Bolaños, he's coming off a loss too. He's also got against Marcus McGee, he got knocked out, and Aaron Phillips had a nice win there. So Gaston's got a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of holes, but he does that. That last fight showed, not last fight, but yeah, even the Aaron Phillips fight, like, kind of showed that he can get taken down and controlled. But striking wise, he's alright. He's not that great. Stays on range, so leg kicks and uses a jab, and he does use a counter right overhand. Look for openings. So yeah, he's a decent striker, but yeah, not the best takedown defense. So I feel like Romious is going to get the decision win here and pick him apart on the stand up there. And even if the fight does hit the ground, I feel like he will be one setting up submissions too against Gaston Bolaños. So 50-50 fight. Honestly, a lot of people are overlooking Bolaños because of the Court McGee loss. 80% going Romious and 13% Bolaños. And I'm going to go with Romious on this pick here as well. Next up, we've got Cody Stamann versus Blackshear. This is an interesting one, to be honest, because Cody Stamann's been in the UFC for a long time. Yes, he's 35 years old. It's a bit of a 50-50 fight, this one as well. He's coming off 2 losses, one against Taylor Lapilus and one against Douglas Silva de Andrade. He's quite short for the division too. There's now you've got the Sean O'Malley's with a big reach, very tall, so he is quite short compared to a lot of other fighters. His last win was against Luana Pinheiro and Eddie Wineland. That's not a good look because those guys are not that great either these days. So yeah, he's got more of a wrestling base. I wouldn't rate his striking too much. Not the best striker. Throws some combinations, kind of like tries to close the distance and get the takedowns off the cage or anything. He'll do anything to get the takedowns. But yeah, striking wise, he's not the best. He does get touched up a lot. More so, I feel like he doesn't have the reach as well in the division. And going against someone like Blackshear. Blackshear is coming up for a knockout loss, and I feel like that with that knockout loss, Blackshear is coming back too quick because it was quite a brutal fucking knockout. He kind of lunged into the straight left on Montel Jackson, and he should have done a little bit better, honestly, and not stand in the striking one Montel Jackson, and staying more at range and picking his shots a bit more, and setting up the takedowns. So, but yeah, he caught up in a striking battle, kind of lunged into that straight and got knocked out. And look, he's not the best of strikers, Damon Blackshear. He's also lost to Mario Batista, but that was a late replacement notice as well. He's not the best of strikers. He's got a nice jab. He stays on the outside, uses a lot of leg kicks and a lot of straight shots. But yeah, overall, not a great striker. But if he's very good at getting the takedowns, even off the cage, and he's very good with his jiu-jitsu. So he's got some nice submission wins over Jose Johnson. That was a twister too. Oh fucking, that's crazy. And Luana Pinheiro, he's got KO over him. So he does there is a bit of work to do with striking. Yeah, we'll see, but I feel like he's coming back too soon off that knockout loss too. So look, he could use his reach and make it really uncomfortable for Cody Stamann there, using his jab and picking his legs apart with Damon using leg kicks, and we'll see. I feel like he would be decent at the grappling department here, even if Cody does get him on the ground. I feel like he could submit Cody as well in this matchup, so very high level with his BJJ. So it is a 50-50 fight because both guys are kind of, I can understand Damon Blackshear, even if he gets his win, I don't think he's going to be that high level enough to kind of make it up the rankings. Like, yeah, but I could be wrong though. So yeah, 26% going with Stamann, 74% with Blackshear. So I do want Stamann to win, but at the same time, like I said, it doesn't really do much for him. He'll if he gets his win, he'll get a couple more losses. Same with Damon Blackshear. It's like, yeah, we don't know where he's at the moment. So, look, I'm gonna go Blackshear 74% with the community. Next up, we have Nicolas Dalby, sorry, versus Elizeu Zaleski. With this matchup here, Nicolas Dalby, he's a very durable fighter. He's definitely one of those guys can actually pull off upsets in this division. He is coming off a split loss. He was taken down by Renat a fair bit too, Frakadinov, and yeah, he did well to hang with him as well. So like I said, he's got a win over Bonfim. Like, he was taking down Bonfim a lot too, and then he got a clinch and he got a knee up in there. And then finished off Bonfim in that fight. So he's definitely a tough test for the division that anyone's coming up. Yes, he is pushing 39 years old. So striking wise, does use his jab well, and a lot of straight shots, and doesn't really throw too much output, but more so tries to like set up his takedown as well off the cage. He does decent, but defensively he does get taken down as well. But yeah, he's definitely a tough test. He's definitely a tough test for anyone that's coming up in the division, and he would test their cardio to see how well they go. So very durable fighter. Always puts up nice fights. Always puts up great fights, to be honest. So he's definitely a fun fighter to watch. And going against someone like Zaleski, he's getting old like Dalby as well. He's coming up a loss there against Randy Brown. Bit of a back and forth fight. It was alright. It wasn't that great of a fight. Like, Randy had his moments in the first round, picking Zaleski apart in the striking. Zaleski, offensively, as much as he's good throwing leg kicks and using his jab and moving around constantly, he does defensively get hit a lot too. So he gets tagged up a fair bit and does get dropped in a lot of his fights. Offensively, he's decent at his grappling, but he also gets taken down a fair bit himself. So he's got some nice jiu-jitsu as well. So that could potentially be a nice threat against Dalby if the fight does hit the ground. Can set up a submission, but again, I don't think he will be able to tap Dalby yet, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Dalby will be definitely looking for the takedowns in this fight. He probably won't try to stand there with Zaleski. Zaleski still does move around, not bad for his age as well. So does Dalby. So, like I said, defensively he does get tagged a fair bit. So it's going to be a back and forth fight. It is a bit of a 50-50 fight. I could kind of see the judges getting this one wrong too. So, look, I'm going to go with Nicolas Dalby. I feel like his cardio will hold up a lot better than what Zaleski will in the later rounds. So I think Zaleski's cardio will kind of fade there in the third round, and he probably will get taken down a bit too in this fight in the later rounds. Probably not early on. So 15% was Zaleski, 85% community going with Dalby, and I'm going with Dalby as well. Next up, we've got Mansur Abdul-Malik versus Duško Todorović. Duško here. He's like, we have Duško, sorry. We haven't really heard from him a bit. Like, his last fight was like almost 2003, so going against someone like Mansur Abdul-Malik, he's coming off the Contender Series 2 months ago. He had a nice KO over, or ground and pound TKO over Wes. Very heavy hands he's got. He'll push forward, throw some nice combinations, and dude's got some real power in his hand, and he's got some decent takedown defense. His takedown defense held up really well in that last fight, and he's in a bit of a tear on the moment. Even on the outside regional, he had a lot of TKOs and submissions, so he's a massive threat. And going against like someone like Duško's it's hit and miss with him, man. Like, he could get TKO'd, he could hang in there for 3 rounds. So he has lost to Duncan. He did get a knee injury with that. Jordan Wright, it was a weird one. Like, he was having some bad moments against Jordan Wright and getting taken down, but then came back and started wearing on Jordan Wright to go TKO against him. Lost to Chidi by elbow. Maki Patolo, ground and pound TKO, and Gregory Rodriguez, he went all 3 rounds. He did have some decent moments, so look, he's decent offensively striking, but he defensively gets tagged up a fair bit, so he's more of a push forward guy. We try to grapple as well a lot, wear down his opponents against the cage, but yeah, he just can't put it together at the moment. It's going against someone like Mansur Abdul-Malik. I feel like Duško will have trouble to get him on the ground, and this is kind of the new age coming up too, so this is going to be a big test for Duško, and I feel like Mansur Abdul-Malik will finish off Duško in this fight. Oh, I wouldn't say finish. I'd say he'd probably get a decision win, because we've seen Duško hang in there for 3 rounds, even against Gregory Rodriguez. So he's a durable fighter. But yeah, I just feel like he's just past it now, and like he hasn't fought for almost 2 years too, for that knee injury. So yeah, Abdul-Malik with a knockout at 90% going with KO, TKO, 91% with a win, 9% with Todorović to win. So 70% of that 9, yeah, okay, or 9%. All right, TKO, yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go with Malik here to get the TKO. Probably in the later rounds, I'll get the TKO, maybe late second or early third round. So Malik's a pick here. Next up, we've got Tresean Gore versus Antonio Tricoli. This is another weird, it's a bit of a weird fight. I wouldn't say it's another weird fight. It is a weird fight. Tresean Gore, as much as he was a big prospect coming out of the Ultimate Fighter season, I think it was Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega season. I think so. It was one of those seasons. Because it was with Brian Battle, right? Yeah, that was a Volkanovski versus Ortega season. So Tresean Gore has a lot of cancelled bouts. He hasn't fought for a bit too now, like since 2022. He had a win over Josh Friend with a submission. Striking wise, I don't really rate striking too great, to be honest. He uses a jab and some straight shots and throw a lot of leg kicks, and they're not very calculated, man. He misses a lot of leg kicks and then does get countered a fair bit and even got dropped. I'm pretty sure, which one was it? The Cody Garbrandt fight. Yeah, he got dropped and lost to Brown Battle. So he got dropped to Cody Garbrandt, so that's not a good look, because Cody Garbrandt is not the best, to be honest. Like, he hasn't done anything significant. Like, I can't remember that guy's name, but he had an upset win over that guy. I can't remember. It was tall, lanky striker, and he power bombed him and had a nice little fluke win over that. But other than that, Cody Garbrandt, he's not a winner, man. He's not a winner. He's a fucking quitter. So to get finished by Cody Garbrandt is not a good look. And then yeah, so Tresean Gore, he's, like I said, striking wise, he's not that good. He's not that calculated. He was just trying to set up his takedown, so he's more of a grappler and a wrestler. I was trying to set up his takedowns and try to out grapple the opponent and use ground and pound and even set up submissions. Though that submission win over Josh Friend, is quite nice too. If you guys look back on that, look, going against someone like Antonio Tricoli, Tresean Gore ain't submitting them. No fucking way. Antonio Tricoli, he's got a bit of a weird fucking record too. Like, he fought 6 years ago, then he went to 5. He was out for a good year. Then he was a bit active there, and then he went missing for 3 years. And then he came back and he fought 4 months ago against Sharon Makhmadov. Oh, he's just got a weird fucking career, Tricoli, to be honest. Like, he did have some moments in that Sharon Magomedov fight, like where he was tagging him up on the feet in the first round there, with setting up he threw like 3 straight shots and tagged up Magomedov, Sharon Magomedov on the feet there. So yeah, he was battering his legs, throwing leg kicks and body kicks, and using the clinch and trying to wear down Magomedov. And yeah, he does that to his opponents too as well. He'll try to wear him down and try to get the fight to the ground, set up submissions. So striking wise, he's alright, but he's a bit slow as well. He doesn't have the best hand speed behind him either. That's a 50-50 fight. I do feel like Tricoli may be the better. Yeah, he definitely is a little bit better striker than Gore, and he's been more active too, Tresean Gore. I don't know if Tresean Gore is going to out grapple Antonio Tricoli. He might do, but I don't know. Because at the end of the day, it's like he hasn't fought for 2 years as well, and he's got knocked out by Brandage. That's also not a good look. I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. Like, Tricoli's been more active. Gore's, yeah, hasn't fought for 2 years, and he doesn't have the best striking. I'm going to go with Tricoli here as well. 54% are going to go Tricoli, and 46% are going to go Tresean Gore. It's honestly a hard one to pick. If Tresean Gore gets his win, then keeps his job. Tricoli, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen with him if he does lose his fight, but yeah, it's just a bit of a weird matchup. But yeah, Tricoli's a pick there. We've got Gerald Meerschaert versus Reinier de Ridder. This is more of a test for de Ridder, to be honest. Gerald Meerschaert is like a guy that he's another he is a gatekeeper at this point. Well, he was, and he still is, I guess. Yeah, he's more of a gatekeeper. Like, in a way, he's not the best at striking. Like, he'll stay on range, use a jab and a lot of straight shots, and move around constantly. He does get tagged up a fair bit. Like, defensively, he's not that great. He's been dropped. I'm pretty sure he got dropped a couple of times by Petrosky. Edmund had some moments there too on the feet. So, and he got knocked out by Kamzat too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and Joe Pfeiffer and Kamzat back in a couple of years ago. So Joe Meerschaert is not he's okay. Like, he does enough to get by with striking, but defensively gets tagged up a fair bit. Doesn't have the best hand speed. It's just, yeah, he's slow on the feet there a bit, and does get dropped a fair bit. But if the fight hits the ground, he's got some good grappling. He's got some good submissions, so he can hold his own on the ground there. So going against someone like Reinier de Ridder, if you see his fights, he doesn't have the best striking himself. He'll throw some leg kicks and he'll get tagged up by even just the 1-2 shots. So defensively, he gets tagged up a fair bit. Offensively, he's not that great. He'll throw some jabs here or there and straight shots, but he's not that great on the stand-up. I don't know how he's gonna go. Like, there is a lot of hype behind him, but yeah, I don't know how he's gonna go, how he's striking. He's gonna like, even against someone like Adesanya, if the fight like that, like Reinier ends up just staying on the feet, he'll get knocked out in the fucking first round. But yeah, Reinier doesn't have great striking at all. I've seen all his tape and shit, and just been going through it, and he's very good at his grappling. Obviously, his bread and butter is to get the fight on the ground. Very heavy at grappling. He's got a lot of submissions in his back pocket, so very good with BJJ. And even when he does try to get the fight to the ground, he'll be using a lot of ground and pound. So it's one of those things. Will de Ridder try to get this fight to the ground, and will he keep Gerald on the ground and use a lot of ground and pound and even try to submit Meerschaert? Fuck, it's gonna be a hard one. He might get some ground and pound in, like he might get a ground and pound TKO over Meerschaert, but he won't. I don't think it'd be pretty hard for him to get a submission over Meerschaert, but he could get it done. But yes, he's not great on the stand up. Oh fuck, he's not that great. Like, yeah, his career's a bit over the place. He's coming off a win there against a TKO win. That's crazy. That guy must have been shit. But even in the one championship, like he won the light heavyweight championship, and Atole, like he's on fucking roids. He's on all the gear. Send him to retirement, and he had a rematch with him in light heavyweight and the middleweight, and lost both, and won against Vitali. So he's bread and butter is fight to get to the ground and get a submission or ground and pound. So yeah, I don't know. 80% go with de Ridder, but 20% Meerschaert. You know, it's one of those things. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with Gerald Meerschaert. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Gerald Meerschaert. I think he'll pull off the upset. I reckon he can. Who knows? But I'm gonna go Gerald Meerschaert to beat Reinier de Ridder. So it's good matchup, good test for both guys. But I'm sticking to the guy that's got the experience in the UFC. So Gerald is a pick here, low confidence pick. Next up, we've got Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Denise Gomes. Like I said, I went to pronunciation website and I tried to pronounce his names. I did, and I fucking just went through my other side of my head. So it's I'm struggling lately, but it is what it is. Anyways, with this matchup here, Karolina is coming off a loss here against Lucindo. Coming off a loss there, she was taken down, she was outstruck. So striking wise, she's slowed down a bit in later in her career. She's been around a bit. She's almost pushing 40. Grappling wise, she's okay. She's not she's had some nice wins over Diana, like Babita and Vanessa. Like these are all girls that are very low tier coming up. Vanessa, wouldn't really call low tier. She definitely is a potential threat to get in the top 15. But yeah, striking wise, she doesn't look that great these days, and she does get out grappled, so, and does get wins over low tier. So going against someone like Denise Gomes. Gomes is she's got power in her hands, man. Like Eduarda Mora, she had a win over there by split. She'll throw some bombs, like throw combination, push forward, throw some combinations, throw some leg kicks, and try to put her opponents against the fence and try to wear on them as well, and try to get takedowns. So she won't stay on the striking too much. She'll use her grappling a fair bit and get takedowns and try to get ground and pounds in a fight. So she's a bit of a psycho, man. She's a come forward fighter and try to get the knockout. So she did get a knockout over Yasmin. And Bruno Brazil. So that's a decent win over Brazil, to be honest. Bruno Brazil, it's got decent grappling behind it too. So look, I'm gonna go Denise Gomes here. I think she will get the takedowns against Karolina. I feel like Karolina just slowed down a bit there. It's just getting way past her prime, and she doesn't have the hand speed. She does defensively get hit a fair bit too lately. So yeah, I'm gonna go Denise Gomes with this pick. So 22% gonna go with Karolina, 78 with Gomes, and even a knockout. Probably not a knockout. I'd say decision win. Yeah, if it's a knockout, I'll be surprised. But yeah, Karolina's way past the prime at this point. So Denise Gomes is a pick here. What am I doing here? Next up, we've got Ricky Turcios versus Benardo Sopaj. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments going, you can't pronounce the fucking fights correctly. I'm gonna move on. Yep. I'm waiting for those comments. Anyways, with this matchup here, Ricky versus Benardo. Ricky's coming off a loss against Roll Rosses Jr. Had a split win over Kevin Navdudad. Lost against Sahabi. Ayman Sahabi's good though. Like, he's got some nice striking and he's got good takedown defense. So it had a bit of a split, bit of a war against Brady Homestead. It was a war, to be honest. So that fight could have went either way. Look, Ricky's decent. Striking wise, I wouldn't say he's the best striker. He's more of a grappler than anything. So he'll do enough to get by with striking, but he'll be very heavy on trying to get takedowns, and he gets taken down a lot himself too, and he'll use a lot of scrambles, and even very good at his BJJ setup submissions. Yes, he did lose to Roll Rosses Jr., but Roll Rosses Jr. was very, very heavy on getting the takedowns and just did not give an inch of space to Ricky Turcios in that fight. So yeah, Ricky's good though, but yeah, I wouldn't base him on that last fight. Like, he's quite high level Roll Rosses Jr. with BJJ, but Ricky's decent. Striking wise, I wouldn't say he's the best. He does get tagged up a bit defensively. He does get touched up. Defensively, not that great. He gets touched up a fair bit, and offensively, he's not that great as well. So, look, going against Sopaj, I think Sopaj is going to be a lot more better on his striking. He uses jab real well, circle on the outside, and will try to pick to see us apart with even the leg kicks and body kicks. So he's very good with strstriking, and he's very good with using his takedowns as well. So he will try to get this fight on the ground, because Turcios does have holes. As much as he's good offensively, defensively is pretty bad too. So he will get taken down, I feel like, by Sopaj, and there'd be a lot of ground and pound there. And he's quite the bigger guy too in this matchup. So we'll see how Turcios goes, getting out of the scrambles with a bigger guy as well. So yeah, I feel like he's more of a polished fighter than Ricky, to be honest. So, but Ricky could get a split win and cause an upset too. So look, he's coming off a loss, Sopaj versus coming off a loss against Vicinius Oliveira. Did get knocked out there towards the end by a flying knee 7 months ago. And look, 76% going with Sopaj and 24 by Turcios. I'm going to go with a 76% as well with this matchup. But yeah, I could see it 50-50. It'd be closer than what people think it is. And, you know, we may see Ricky even getting a win, or maybe a close win over Benardo. So it could go either way. Anyways, next up on this matchup, we've got Luana Pinheiro versus Gillian Robertson. Look, Luana's coming off 2 losses against Angela Hill, submitted. She took her down and got submitted, and then lost like a spinning wheel kick against Remus. Oh, yeah. Luana, fuck, man. Like, when she strikes, she has the chin up right in the air. Like, definitely someone's gonna knock her out. So the last win was against Waterson Gomez. Like, Michelle's retired now. I'm pretty sure she is. I hope she is, or she'd be taking unnecessary damage at this point. Look, Luana's striking is not all that great. She does lunge in a fair bit. Like, even blitzed forward and threw a lot of fucking hooks against Rebus as well. But yeah, the striking, like, head up high, uses a jab, throws a lot of low kicks, lunges in a lot with combinations, and yeah, she's looking to get knocked out too in the fights, and she has some decent grappling and takedowns, but again, yeah, just that submission loss against Hill just does not look good. So it's one of those things, like, as much as she has decent striking, she just defensively she's not that great. Like, she gets knocked out. Her head's chin up high as well. So Gillian Robertson, she's not the best striker, but she'll do enough to, like, put pressure forward, use a jab, and a lot of straight shots, and throw some nice combinations as well. So she'll try to close the distance against Luana and try to get this fight to the ground. And she's very good with her grappling, Gillian Robertson, and she'll use a lot of ground and pound and even set up submissions, even put the opponents in some really bad positions, even crucifix. Yeah, so she's very dangerous on the ground. I feel like even that win over Poliana Viana with a KO ground strikes on the back man was fucking crazy. So I reckon she will out grapple Luana and she will get the fight to the ground. She's been around the UFC for a long time. She's quite young too. And latest win was against Watterson Gomez as well, unanimous decision. So I feel like Gillian will get this fight to the ground and have her way. She might, striking wise, at least she tucks her chin better than Luana's though. I've got to give her that. So look, 91% going Robertson, 9% Pinheiro. I'm gonna go with Gillian Robertson myself too. So Gillian's a pick here. God, this card is long. Next up, we've got the co-main event: Cody Garbrandt versus Miles Johns. Now, Cody Garbrandt, as much as he was on top of the world when he won that belt with Dominic Cruz, sorry, not Rios. Fuck. Look, he was on top of the world with Dominic Cruz win. He looked phenomenal in that fight too, with a head movement, and his striking, and just took Dominic Cruz to school back in the day. So he's still young. He's only 33, but he ran into EPO, TJ Dillashaw, and he hasn't kind of be the same. So there's a lot of bullshit he's been doing. He also came out of divorce, so recently, so single dad. So we see how he is. I think he's in another relationship. Who knows? But got a nice little tattoo on his forehead too these days. Who knows what the fuck's going on with him? Look, Cody is coming off a loss against Tresean. He did have some nice moments on the stand up there in the first round, but second round got taken down and got submitted. So as much as I love Cody, he does some dumb shit on the stand up, like cartwheel kicks and all this shit. It's just unnecessary, man. Like, I get it. He's just enjoying himself in there, but if you want to win, got to be a bit more better than that. So he's still got some nice striking. He's got some decent hand speed, and he does good to stay on the range and pick shots. But he still lacks in leg kicks. I feel like he needs to add that to his arsenal a bit more. Use some leg kicks, because now it's more heavy base and calf kicks, the MMA game now. So he does lack on that. I feel like he didn't throw much of that in the last fight. And getting taken down was quite surprising, and getting submitted was crazy as well. And that was a plan B for Tresean, and it worked. So going against someone like Miles Johns, I feel like Miles Johns, he's probably not up to par with striking with Cody. He's definitely going to be a lot slower guy with the striking there, but he does enough to like throw combinations and try to get the fight against the cage, and even get takedowns, or even get set up takedowns on opens where he will look for his opponent to overcommit with striking and get the takedown. But yeah, he's all right in striking. He stays at range himself as well, and circles on the outside and try to throw combinations and throw some leg kicks here and there. But yeah, more of a guy to be using his grappling and wrestling. And I don't know how good Cody's takedown defense is going to hold up, because it looked pretty bad against Tresean. He got submitted, so who knows? It's a bit of a 50-50 matchup, but I feel like he'll do all right in this fight. If he loses to Miles Johns, his career is definitely over. So, look, I'm going to go with Cody Garbrandt. I feel like he will get the decision win, 65% and 35% Johns. So if his takedown defense holds up against Johns, he'll be fine. But again, like, Miles Johns can pack in some power too in his hands if he's got some decent KOs on his record too. So he could get caught too, Cody Garbrandt. His chin obviously is not the best these days. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So there is that minimal chance that he could get knocked out. It is possible. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt in this fight. But yeah, I could see fucking Johns getting an upset in this one as well. So Cody Garbrandt's a pick here. Next up, we've got Neil Magny versus Carlos Prates, main event. Neil Magny, obviously this is the main event because the UFC is pushing Carlos Prates, and Neil Magny here is coming off a loss. He's also getting old himself, almost 37, 38, going on to 38. Neil Magny, he's not the best of strikers. Like, he lately has been losing against strikers. He did lose against Gilbert Burns by submission, and Phil Rowe was a split. He's lost to Ian Gary, got his leg just picked apart by him, and Mike Malott, that's a good win. He was getting dominated by Mike Malott at the start of the fight, and then Mike Malott just gassed out and he overtook that fight and just got the ground and pound win. So he needed that win too. So Neil Magny. So look, striking wise, he's not the best, but he does have decent clinch game, throwing elbows and knees and wearing on opponents. He will look to get the fight to the ground and out grapple his opponents and even use ground opponents or even set up submissions. So that will be his game to get the fight to the ground, because he ain't gonna hang with Carlos Prates on the stand up here. He definitely will get knocked out, because Carlos Prates, he stays on range, throws on a lot of leg kicks. He has some awkward. He comes in with some awkward angles, to be honest. So he's always constantly switching his stances, oblique kicks, front kicks the body, and he's got some takedown defense himself. So he uses a jab nicely. He's another guy that has his chin up in the air a bit too. So fuck, he did. Even the last fight, he did get tagged against sorry, what's his pronunciation? Jingliang, sorry, Lee. So. And that was the first time that Lee got knocked out too in the UFC. So he did get tagged a bit in that last fight against Lee in the first round. So he's a good striker, but yeah, I just feel like, fuck man, with that chin beat in the air, he could get exposed one day too. So we'll see. But right now he's on a tear, Carlos Prates, and he's looking good too. So striking wise, Carlos Prates has the major edge over Magny, and but yeah, he's decent takedown defense, has held up, but we'll see how good it is against Neil Magny. So this is a good test for him. So I'm gonna go with Carlos Prates. I feel like he will get the knockout early, not early, but maybe second round. I feel like Magny's getting a bit past it, to be honest, but again, we can't count him out. He has got some decent upsets in the past, and he's proved a lot of people wrong. So 2% go Magny. I feel like it should be a bit more than that, but 98% Prates. So I'm gonna go Prates with this matchup, and yeah, those are all the picks today. So it was must be a bit of a long video by now. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the picks. Hope you enjoyed the breakdowns. Again, I do apologize for the pronunciations. I did try my best to go on websites and pronounce, but there's a lot of names there that are fucking very hard to pronounce. So anyways, guys, hit the like, subscribe. We'll be back with the Jon Jones versus Miocic card, and also I'm going to be pumping out these cards early. Like that Jon Jones one will be coming out early next week, probably around Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, I'll pump that one out early, and I'm gonna pump out the 2 December cards early, because I kind of at this point want a bit of a break from this. So it's gonna be like almost 4 or 5 weeks break, I think, between the UFC cards. So yeah, it'd be nice for a lot of content creators to get a break in there. As much as we do enjoy doing these cards, we do need a break here and there between now getting busy with work at the end of the year and whatnot. So look, yeah, I'm waiting for my break as much as I enjoy this. But anyways, guys, hit the like, subscribe, and we'll be back with the Jon Jones versus Miocic. Cheers, guys.